Hey folks, just wanted to make a Yankee White Racketeers series video. This is concerning my experiences here at NAU. Today is September 24th, and just the early morning hours of, and just yesterday, September 23rd, when I was at the gym, my professor, who goes by the name Dr. Mulready, was over at my gym stalking me, and she was over at the cafeteria as well, and she had somebody sent over to videotape me eating. In class, she's been dropping hints that suggest that accusations that I have some sort of eating disorder, but the truth of the matter is I eat a ton, and I eat plenty of meals a day, and those meals go towards a lot of exercise that I do. If you saw, the size of my body, and you saw how much I ate, you'd wonder how I wasn't obese, and the answer is diet and exercise. I've been doing a ton of strength training. I've been doing a ton of cardio, and so that's what that food goes towards, is giving me energy to get the build that I want. And so I just think she's really obnoxious, and I think it goes to show that the folks at NAU are doing anything and everything they can to try to get an excuse to put me under some sort of conservatorship, or try to get some sort of excuse to run me over and with their false allegations, and claim that they need to be there for me and put me under a conservatorship. And the reason I know that for a fact is because I had individuals like Andrew Roberts, aka Alexander Roberts, my sister Noor's husband. I saw him stalking me over at the gym at NAU as well. And another person that was there is Saif Ulhaq, the special needs kid with fetal alcohol syndrome that I used to babysit and live with. I was a live-in caretaker, effectively. He was also at the gym, and now what Saif Ulhaq would do is, while I'm exercising, and I have a little circuit routine, he'll come and he'll set up his exercise machines right nearby me, and he'll get footage of that, and he'll be wearing a disguise. So we're talking a ton of makeup here. We're talking like same old special needs kid with the shrunken head wearing a disguise to look like he isn't the same old special needs kid with the shrunken head. And so yeah, I feel really bad for the fella, but obviously there are lines that need to be drawn, and when you babysit a special needs person, for him to come back into your life and try to accuse you of being the special needs person, or for him to come back into your life and try to put you under a conservatorship, well, fuck all that noise. And it's nice to see, all three groups of people collectively working together, and that way they can't point blame at each other, right? So Saif Ulhaq and the whole Trump folks, work with him. The NAU folks work with the Dr. Mulready, who was stalking me over at the gym, and the Biden administration works with General Puhek, General Roberts, stalking me down at the gym as well. So all three of these folks intersected, and they're all clearly working together, and they all have their thumbs up each other's asses, and they're all trying to rob me. And they do that by trying to set me up with, footage and documentation so that they can claim that such and such or such and such. And, it's nice to catch them in the act, because that way I can just go ahead and report exactly what happened, and get ahead of their little shenanigans, get ahead of their little story. This professor that I have is always in class acting super condescending to me, treating me like shit, and just being a little bit snobby. Always trying to set up conversations so that I would be on the wrong side of things. Similar to how my English professor set up an assignment, and she basically coached us how to respond to it. And the way we would respond to this assignment about prescriptive and descriptive rules when writing, the prescriptive and descriptive grammatical rules when writing in the English language, she was basically coaching us to respond to the essay in a very autistic way. And a similar thing happened in my anthropology class. It had a lot more to do with texting and whether or not texting was its own entire language. And it was kind of a setup of sorts to make us look like, and me specifically, I mean, when there's billions of dollars on the line, there's no doubt they would give a classroom an assignment to target me. And it was very much a case of, well, do you understand that there are different lingos that are used? There is a whole ton of code switching that happens when you use shorthand writing. And obviously the answer is yes, and so we got that down, and I wrote that down in the assignment. But it seems to be an intersecting theme, and I just wanted to document it, just state the few things that happened. Obviously still have the usual gym ladies strutting around, walking right in front of me as soon as they have the opportunity to pivot their foot, and trying to do the whole seduction thing. And honestly, I don't need all that. Like, I have my own beautiful strut that I leave at home. And so, yeah, it's all the same shit. It all gets old. They're trying to force women on me. They're trying to force all sorts of nonsense, and it's also fucking stupid. Anyways, well, that's that, folks. Thanks for tuning in, thanks for listening, and thanks for being patient with this addition to the previous video. Take care now. I do want to add that I woke up to the smell of ether in the home. I used to work in a biology lab, so I'm familiar with the secondhand odor of it. And so I suspect there was some sort of chloroform agent in my home. My roommate said he was going to be gone for the weekend. I wonder if he was just paid off for some sort of bullshit so that he can if he was bribed off, like usual, because that's what these people do. A lot of people won't say no to 10 grand and a vacation to wherever they want, right? And so I suspect he was bribed off, and then Saif ul Haq, Saif Abdullah, and friends went ahead and gassed me out, and probably did their usual. What they do is they send one of their hookers into my room after they gas me out, after they pick the lock, and they make me lay with her and take a photo or whatever. And they're doing this because they're trying to set me up for failure and trying to create some sort of perception that I'm dating somebody, or I'm seeing somebody, or I've regularly been dating somebody, or regularly been seeing somebody. Another gross thing they did, and they even were very open about, was claiming that they were going to forcibly inseminate certain women with my stuff and make me responsible for a baby if I wouldn't be responsible for a marriage. And what these people want is some sort of alimony, some sort of take half kind of a situation. And so, waking up at 2 a.m. is not the usual for me. Smelling ether in the home is not the usual for me. And the scent was kind of isolated to my room. And I checked every chemical container in my room, and none of them had the remote scent of that. And so I think they just nebulized some sedative and put it in my room and had their way with that. It was all, this is not unusual. And what they do is they claim this is part of some sort of war game exercise some sort of military training exercise. But the reality of the matter is these folks have been caught being corrupt over and over and over. Saif-ul-Haq was trying to, siphon off my financial trust by claiming that he was my caretaker, when in reality he's the person with a clinical retardation that needs taken care of. He tried getting me to marry the woman that he's been dating for years. I believe they're actually married, but I think they just been dating for years, and they do the whole stay single, stay unmarried gig, because that way they can use each other in situations like this, where they're trying to pigeonhole somebody that they think is vulnerable to manipulation, that they think is very autistic. They try to pigeonhole that individual into a relationship with them. But like I said, I'm just not interested. I'm blessed to have somebody in my life that I'm very interested in, and so whether it be gym chicks, whether it be a horny professor, or whether it be one of their hookers, I'm just gonna go ahead and give them a hard pass. In situations like this, where it seems like they might have gotten away with whatever thing they wanted to, I'll at least document it immediately and say, hey, I'm stating my issue with what allegations might be getting put out there, and this in reality is the pattern of behavior. This in reality is the documented pattern of behavior that I've been experiencing. This is their end goal. Their end goal is to rob me of my finances via a relationship or via some sort of conservatorship. And I have opted to stay single, even when very interested in somebody in my life right now. They and I both know that it's just not the time, it's not the place, and I'm just waiting to get through this before I move forward with any sort of ultra serious commitment, right? But at least I put my intentions out there of wanting to be serious at some point. But yeah, I mean, that person definitely does not hail from any of the communities that I was once a part of. It's none of the communities, I should say, not that I was once a part of, but this person does not hail from any of the communities that are gunning to isolate me and rob me. And so for that, I am thankful. I've been making a little bit of money doing memory boards for people. What else is worth noting? Eating a shit ton and exercising lately. And helped a couple folks apply for jobs. Gave them a little bit of training on how to do that. And yeah, that's it. Anyways, this is an addition to the video that I thought was going to be an addition to another video, but this is going to be the addition to the previous video, rather than the previous video being an addition to another video, if that makes sense. It's late. I woke up to the smell of chloroform. Might not be making as much sense as I want to be, but just in a sleepy sense, not in an intoxicated sense. I already vented out my rooms and took a nice long breather. Well, anywho, it's also fucking gross. It's also fucking corrupt. Thanks for tuning in. Take care, folks.